It's M1 account again. I'm heading off to fight the Bed of Chaos, which I'm sure everyone is super excited about. As you can see, I barely had the health to make it across the lava there. Now I'm going to fight Kirk for the last time. He can two-shot me here, which I don't think he could during the previous fights. As you can see, I'm just playing it super cautious. I'm taking 2 rolls backward before I attack, except for right there where I got greedy. He seems to be a lot more defensive here too than in the previous fights. It might just be my imagination, but my strategy here is to basically just make a lot of distance, shoot an arrow, and hope he doesn't block it. I'll be using the save and quit trick because why would I not? I didn't use my bow to hit this one because it's very easy to hit and it's faster to just roll into it. For the one on the left, I will be using the bow and arrow. If by any chance you're unfamiliar with this fight though, and you're not using a bow, keep in mind that you can make this jump across the gap there. It's a bit of a tight jump, but you can do it. And right here I was trying to bait the scythes to show that you can do that, but they weren't being cooperative. I don't know exactly where you have to walk to do that, or maybe there isn't a specific place you have to walk. Anyway, once you cross that gap, if you're using melee, you can iframe dodge the hand swipe the Bed of Chaos does, but you've got to be looking up to see it coming. Now for the mill part. Those little group of tiles on the ground that you saw me land on that are different from the rest, that's a good reference point for where the scythes can't hit you. And you can bait that attack and dodge it. I failed because I'm an idiot. And as soon as he finishes his hand swipe, run. Then just book it to the bug. Hope it doesn't use Chaos Firestorm. If it does, you can dodge it, but it's super hard to do in these cramped quarters. And that's the Bed of Chaos. I cut out some footage. I went to Firelink to max out my arrows, since I had over 200,000 souls.
You saw.
Now I'll be heading back to the Catacombs. I rested at the Undead Parish bonfire for the same reason as last time. It's just the closest bonfire, since the Firelink bonfire is out right now. Well, actually, at this point, I guess the Undead Parish bonfire isn't any closer since I can warp, but I like it. As you can see, with fire arrows I can two-shot the skeletons, which is pretty handy. I just wanted to bait that wisp. At this point, you have to be wary of the bone wheel skeletons below. I'm sure everyone knows. Everyone hates bone wheel skeletons. But if there's only one or two over here, and oh yeah, this guy took me by surprise. But if there are only one or two bone wheel skeletons waiting for you, you can just kind of run to pinwheel and keep an eye behind you and dodge as necessary. It might be a little risky, but it's a lot better than waiting a million years to kill the skeletons. And of course, if you've attracted more than one or two, then you're gonna have to do something. None chased me this time. This pinwheel fight, spoilers, is about to look pretty bad. Not because he was difficult for me, but because pinwheel is incredibly easy for everybody, and I just took a long time to beat him. Right here, when he starts making a bunch of copies of himself, I started taking forever because I lost track of which one was the real one. And there's probably some way to tell, but I have no idea. I've never taken even the slightest bit of time or effort to understand how pinwheel works. And seeing how easy he was for me, even with this challenge, should make it apparent why. I did get hit once, which is kind of embarrassing. Now I'll be heading into the Tomb of Giants without a light. I think this is only my second time traversing the Tomb of Giants without a light, so it looks pretty clumsy. In hindsight, I guess it didn't look too bad. I just wasn't sprinting through like I normally would. Now I'm gonna head over here and let Trusty Patches knock me down.
This is what I do, my friend. The trinkets I'll be stripping off your corpse, that's the real treasure.
I came down here for one thing. A skull lantern.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
Turns out my girl Snugs loves her some skull lanterns.
Give me.
Which is convenient because I love myself some Ring of Fog. I came back to Sins to pick up something very important. Something that'll complement my Ring of Fog pretty well. Snake Man's having a bad day. See how close I was to falling? Words cannot describe how mad I would have been. It's happened before. Now I'm here to get one more thing, the large flame ember. I just wanted to show that you can avoid aggroing these Taurus demons by shooting them from a distance. I think you have to be further away if you don't have the Ring of Fog on like I do. But either way. In my practice run, I took my composite bow up to Chaos, but I also used Cheat Engine to give myself a bunch of humanity so I could always have plus 10 because, you know, the main point of the practice run was to test things. I decided not to do that this run through because I'm not going to give myself extra humanities. I'm not going to cheat unless it's to make my character's butt bigger. So, I don't really want to rely on having 10 humanity extra throughout the rest of the game. And I don't want to have to take the time to farm. So I'll be upgrading it to Fire plus 10. By the way, I accidentally deleted some footage. I actually died coming back to Vamos here, and I accidentally deleted the footage of it. It was the most ridiculous death ever. Long story short, despite having killed all of the necromancers before, as I did in the previous part, somehow not only did 4 skeletons follow me down to Vamos, but they all survived the fall. So they were waiting for me at the bottom of the hole. I have no idea how that happened to more than 1 skeleton, let alone 4. Anyway, here we are at Vamos again. Off camera, I think I mentioned it in the last part, I farmed 7 red chunks. You get those from the Chaos Eaters in Lost Izalith. They have a pretty decent drop rate. Why did I not get a plus 10 fire bow before fighting Pinwheel? Because I'm an idiot. Oh yeah, I died to Patches once too. Turns out he's not so easy when you can't see anything. I was having trouble here too, again, because I can't see anything. Right at the end here, you see me find a pretty decent strategy though. If you jump down here next to the bonfire, he follows you. And when he tries to climb up a ladder, you can do this. I only managed to do it once though because I'm bad, sorry. In hindsight, being near the bonfire is good too because you can see it produces light. Whatever. Just get the sunlight maggot. I was gonna come down here to fight Vince and Nico, but then I realized I wouldn't have light down here either, so I'll come back later. I actually don't know what happens if you don't save Rhea right here. Like if you talk to her and then you go beat Nito and you just don't come back, does she go hollow or die or what? I've never heard that, but If you just sprint and hug the right wall, you can get past this first skeleton beast with no problems. And the rest you get past, again, just by running. Unless you're an idiot like me and you run the wrong way. Again, this is like my second time going through the tomb with no light. I got kind of lucky there. I wasn't absolutely certain I'd have time to dodge that. But I wanted to get that second hit in. Either way, Leroy is pretty easy for a ranged character. He'll try to heal and you can shoot him. If you haven't figured it out yet, the Ring of Fog and Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring are to avoid pulling the skeletons during this fight. If you just stay in this area, near where you fall down, it's just going to be you versus Nito. If he's mean, he'll do this. Unfortunately, he got stuck on something, so this is how the rest of the fight goes. Fighting Nito close range is not terribly hard at all. It wouldn't be impressive, but it would be at least a little bit more interesting than this, so I was kind of disappointed. I'm sorry. That's about all I have to say. This video series hasn't received a whole lot of attention, but all the feedback I have received has been pretty much unanimously positive. So I guess I'm glad I'm making something of value to somebody. And for some people who've left some kind words that I haven't responded to, sorry, you are appreciated. And your appreciation is appreciated. Or something like that. Insert something heartwarming here. Bye.